If my budget was $150, these are the audiophile headphones I'd go for. Audio-Technica ATH M50X. The ATH M50X is a legend for a reason. It's the studio workhorse that tons of people, including me, started with. In my experience, its sound is incredibly revealing, with a clarity that lets you hear every little detail in the track, which is a blessing when you're mixing or listening for imperfections. The highs have a distinct sharpness that can bring out sibilance in vocals, a useful trait for production but sometimes a bit fatiguing for just kicking back and listening. While the bass is strong and clear, it doesn't have the over-the-top thump you find in more consumer-focused headphones. The build is all business and durable, but it won't win any awards for luxury. Honestly, these are for the listener who craves detail above all else. Perfect for an aspiring producer or anyone who wants an uncolored analytical window into their music. FiiO FD1. The FiiO FD1 completely surprised me and shows how much the game has changed at this price. The first thing I noticed was the sound. It's just plain fun. The bass is deep and punchy, giving genres like techno and pop an incredible energy without feeling bloated or muddy. I was blown away by how enjoyable the experience was, especially with tracks that rely on a strong low-end rhythm. Unlike many bass-heavy cans, the FD1 still delivers impressive clarity and a sense of space that's rare for a closed-back design. The wooden ear cups give them a premium look and feel that you just don't expect for $150. For anyone whose main goal is to simply enjoy their music with a warm, engaging, and dynamic sound, the FD1 is an absolute no-brainer. If I had to spend my $150 on one, I would buy the FiiO FD1 because its warm, lively sound is more enjoyable for everyday listening, whereas the M50X feels more like a specialized tool for production. If I only had $300 to spend, these are the audiophile headphones I'd buy. Sennheiser HD600. The Sennheiser HD600 is the definition of a studio classic, and the moment you put them on, you understand why it's been a benchmark for decades. In my experience, these headphones aren't about flashy bass or an enormous soundstage, they're all about mid-range purity and realism. When I listen to vocal-forward tracks, it feels incredibly intimate, almost like a private concert. However, that intimacy comes from a notoriously narrow soundstage, so you won't get that out-of-your-head feeling you might find elsewhere. The bass is present but polite, it's detailed, but if you're looking for deep, impactful rumble for genres like EDM or hip-hop, these will leave you wanting more. The comfort is excellent for long listening sessions, though they are completely open back, meaning they leak a sound that offers zero noise isolation, making them strictly for quiet indoor use. These are for the audio purist who wants to hear every nuance in vocals and acoustic instruments exactly as the artist intended. Hi-Fi Man Edition XS. The Hi-Fi Man Edition XS, on the other hand, is all about delivering a massive detailed sound that feels like it should cost way more. The first thing that hit me was the sheer scale of the sound. The soundstage is wide and expansive, making everything from orchestral music to live recordings feel incredibly immersive. Thanks to their planar magnetic drivers, the bass is deep, fast, and controlled, driving music a solid foundation without ever getting muddy. I did notice the treble is on the brighter side, which brings out a ton of detail that can occasionally feel a little sharp on certain tracks, especially at higher volumes. The mids can sometimes feel a step back, making vocals a little less forward than on the HD600. The build is a bit of a mixed bag that feels substantial, but the large headband might not be a secure fit if you have a smaller head. For me, these are for the listener who wants a grand, powerful, and highly detailed presentation that brings excitement and energy to almost any genre. If I only had $300, I would buy the Hi-Fi Man Edition XS because its expansive soundstage and impressive bass performance deliver a more engaging and fun listening experience for a wider variety of music. If I had $450 to spend, these would be my top audiophile headphones choices. Sennheiser HD490 Pro. The Sennheiser HD490 Pro is one of those headphones that genuinely surprised me with its balance of comfort and analytical sound. In my experience, wearing these for a full day of work is easy. They are incredibly light at just 260 grams and have a low clamping force that makes you almost forget you're on your head. The sound is exceptionally clean and transparent, with a wide soundstage that lets you place every instrument in a mix perfectly. They managed to deliver a solid bass presence without the famous Sennheiser veil, which is a huge win. However, the open back design is a double-edged sword. While it creates that spacious sound, it also leaks everything and blocks almost no outside noise. These are absolutely not for a noisy office or commute. For me, they are the perfect tool for a dedicated quiet space when you need to hear every single detail without fatigue, making them ideal for producers and mixing engineers. Beyerdynamic DT1770 Pro. The Beyerdynamic DT1770 Pro immediately feels like a tank, built for serious everyday studio use. When I first put them on, I noticed the sturdy build and the firm clamping force, which does loosen a bit over time. What stayed out is the bass. It's powerful and kicks hard in a way only a closed-back design can, which is immensely satisfying for genres like electronic music or hip-hop. However, that closed-back design means the soundstage feels more contained and inside your head compared to the open-air feel of the Sennheisers. While they offer a decent comfort, the audio can be inconsistent if you wear glasses, which can affect the seal and change the bass response. They don't isolate you from the world completely, but they're a world apart from the open-back HD 490s. These are for the creator or listener who needs that powerful low end, requires a bit of noise isolation for tracking vocals or instruments, and values bulletproof construction above all else. If it were my 450, I would buy this Sennheiser HD 490 Pro for its incredibly wide analytical soundstage and superior all-day comfort, which are my top priorities for critical listening and mixing. With just $600 to spend, here's what audiophile headphones I'd pick. Hi-Fi Man Aria Stealth. The Aria Stealth is a masterclass in technical precision, and for the price, it delivers a sense of scale that honestly shocked me. In my experience, these are sonic microscopes. Putting them on feels like you're sitting in a massive, well-treated studio rather than just wearing headphones. The sheer detail they pull from tracks is incredible. I was hearing new layers in sounds I've listened to for years. They are also surprisingly comfortable for their size, with a suspension strap that distributes the weight perfectly for long listening sessions. However, that analytical nature comes with a catch. They have a brighter sound with a neutral bass, which some might find lacks a bit of warmth or punch. Plus, their completely open-back design means they leak sound everywhere, making them strictly for quiet, solo listening sessions. These are for the analytical purist who wants to dissect every note and values a holographic soundstage above all else. Meezy 109 Pro. The Meezy 109 Pro is all about the emotional connection to your music, wrapped in one of the most beautiful designs I've seen in the category. The moment you fold them, the craftsmanship with the black walnut wood ear cups just feels premium. And they are so lightweight and comfortable you can forget you're wearing them. What really surprised me was how easy they are to drive. I got a rich full-bodied sound straight from my laptop, something the power-hungry Aria can't really do. Their sound is warmer, natural, and incredibly engaging, making you want to listen for hours without any fatigue. You do trade some of the Aria's massive soundstage and microscopic detail for this musicality. They don't sound quite as wider as or technically precise in a side-by-side comparison. This is the perfect headphone for someone who values a blend of stunning aesthetics, supreme comfort, and a rich, enjoyable sound that you can plug into almost anything and just get lost in. If I had to spend my own $600, I would buy the Meezy 109 Pro because its blend of incredible comfort, stunning design, and musically engaging, easy-to-drive sound makes for a more versatile and enjoyable daily driver. In a world where money doesn't matter, I'd grab these audiophile headphones, Sennheiser HD800S. The Sennheiser HD800S has a reputation as the soundstage king, and after using them, I can tell you it's no exaggeration. Listening to these is like being in the room with the musicians. The sense of space and distance is something you just don't get from other headphones. The detail retrieval is phenomenal, especially in the mids and highs, where every little nuance in a vocal or instrument is laid bare. In my experience, this makes them incredible for critical listening and getting lost in complex tracks. However, they are unapologetically bright, and if you don't pair them with a good warm amplifier, the clarity can become fatiguing over time. The bass is tight and accurate, but it won't give you that deep, rumbling punch some people crave. These are perfect for the analytical audiophile who wants to dissect their music in a massive, holographic soundscape and values precision above all else. Audi's LCD2. The Audi's LCD2 is a completely different beast, and honestly it's all about that rich, powerful bass. The planar magnetic drivers move so much air, giving you a deep, tight, and satisfying low end that never feels bloated or slow. The first time I listened to rock and electronic music on these, the impact was just incredible. They have this smooth, lush character that makes everything sound incredibly immersive and enjoyable, even if they aren't the last word in pure technical clarity compared to some rivals. On the downside, these things are heavy, and you will definitely feel the weight during long listening sessions. Though I found the weight distribution to be quite good, while they sound good out of the box in my experience, a little bit of EQ in the mid-range really unlocks their full potential. These are for the listener who wants to feel their music, prioritizing a powerful, warm, and engaging experience over pinpoint analytical detail. If I had an unlimited budget, I would buy the Sennheiser HD800S for its almost unbelievable soundstage and detail retrieval that makes it listening an almost out-of-body experience. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you pick the best audiophile headphones for you. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. Links to all of these products mentioned in this video will be in the description. Alright, peace out.